Hello, hello, beautiful souls, and welcome to day 13. It's my favorite number of our self-love challenge. And today, the topic of discussion is going to be rest. And I thought about not making a video today for the purpose of resting or catching up or whatever you feel like doing, because it's so important. However, I felt it important to talk about rest today, just a little bit, because in my journey, like the last 3 years or so, I have been really learning about rest. I had burnt out, from doing all the things that one's supposed to do in life by the time they're 35, let's say. And so it hit me like I hadn't rested, since I was probably a little child. And so whenever I left my job at Subway, at first I came home and I couldn't be still. Like I was cleaning everything and reorganizing things to keep my mind busy. And then I ran out of the things to do, and I was so tired all the time. When I would wake up, I was tired. Throughout the day, I was tired. It didn't matter if I got 12 hours of sleep or 6 hours of sleep. It just didn't matter. No matter how much sleep I got, I never felt good and energized. And, I would lay in bed most of the day for so many days thinking, oh, I need rest, and I'm going to get the amount of rest that I need by laying here, all day, every day for months and months and months. Okay? And it never happened. Like I would be laying there staring at the ceiling, staring at the walls, and my mind and my thoughts were just going. And that's really what I want to talk about today, because I feel like I have pretty much mastered this now. I wake up with energy. I have energy throughout the day. Sometimes I still take a nap, but it's like, am I tired? And my body needs rest. When we're resting, our body's digesting food, and it's also digesting all the mental stuff. So it's important to get good, real rest, not just laying in a bed with your thoughts, going nuts. And here is what I found in my experience when that was happening, as I look back on it. When I was resting initially, the thoughts and the stories that were playing in my mind were basically, who are you to deserve this? Like, there's so much that needs to be done, and all the things that need to be done would be playing in my mind. The fact that I wasn't doing them and I was resting instead would give me severe guilt, which is what was blocking the actual rest. We've grown up in a society that doesn't reward rest. It doesn't see it as necessary, and it's even punished, taking time off to rest, taking a nap during the day instead of folding the clothes or whatever, it's punished. And that's where that guilt was coming from, was all of these stories in my mind that if I'm not doing, then I'm not a productive member of society and might as well just not even be here, right? But the truth of the matter is that we are humans, and humans do need rest. It's in your little triangle thing, it's in there. It's very, very important. But if you are trying to rest and you're feeling guilty about resting, and you can't quiet the thoughts in your mind that are saying you don't deserve this rest, it's not productive rest, and you may lay in bed for months and months and months and feel no difference at all. And so that's really the gist of today's challenge is whenever you are resting, whether that be you're taking a nap, going to bed at night, or maybe you're just like it doesn't have to be sleeping. It can be meditating. It can be doing yoga. It can be like sitting out watching nature, you know? Just resting your body, resting your mind, right? Notice if you are feeling any tension, any resistance, any guilt, any shame, right? I know that the first time I ever felt guilty for resting, I was in high school. And I had just started smoking pot too, so that probably had something to do with it. So maybe my parents' inclinations were correct. But like they made me feel like something was wrong with me because of the amount of time I was sleeping. Now, I had a really heavy load of classes and I was in the band, so there was a lot of practicing there. So looking back on it now and watching how my 15-year-old son comes home from baseball and his heavy load of school, like I never ever criticize him for taking a nap. In fact, I glorify it. And I'm like, look at you taking care of your body, you know? Rest is so important. But that wasn't how it was met with me. It was like, something is wrong with you, you know? And so that's where it started with me. And then, you know, there's songs about it. It's on the TV all the time, like, go hard or go home. And it's like, well, sometimes, you know, you just need to go home and rest. Like, that could be considered going hard, right? It's part of it. It's so important. So the challenge again today is whenever you're resting, notice the state of your mind. Notice the emotions that are in your body, the sensations. Is there resistance to the rest? Are you feeling guilty? Are you feeling bad? Are you feeling like you should be doing something else? That word should, right? Where does that come from? Why do you feel like you don't deserve to rest? Is it true? And then what can we replace it with? You know? I rest now so beautifully. My sleep is great. I wake up with energy. And it was so long. I remember saying, I'm sick and tired of feeling sick and tired. Like, basically a zombie walking around, you know? Like, that's no way to live. And it's all because of this guilt, shame, undeservingness of rest that was deeply seated in me, in my body, with my emotions, in my mind, with my thoughts, in my core, with my beliefs. Most of this has been conditioned, though. We do need rest. It is like proven. And if you're not resting well, look into how you're resting. Like, is it actual rest or is it like a guilt fest? Okay? And I give you permission to cut that cord. Like, we deserve rest. We need rest. And you don't have to feel guilty about it. You just need to become aware of those thoughts and beliefs and emotions that are resisting arrest. I'm so funny. Yeah, don't resist arrest. Anyway, become aware of it. Find out if it's true. It's probably not. And if it is and you really need to do something, do that thing and then rest. You know, and if you're having issues with like all the things you need to do, write it down before you go rest, because then it'll come out of your mind. It's there. It'll get done. Rest is just as important. You know, start really feeding yourself that belief. I am deserving of rest. I need rest. For you to be a productive member of society, the zombie version is not as productive as the fully rested version, right? You show up for yourself better when you're rested. You show up for your family, your job, your community, all of it. If you're rested, you feel better. You know, I deal with it all the time with my kids whenever they are tired. If we've had a really long, fun day, or they've been woken up, or they're sick and didn't get the rest, their attitude changes, their behaviors change, you know, they're kind of cranky and on edge, and that happens with us too. So if we're not resting, then we're showing up in this less version that we could be showing up as. It's like a lose-lose. You lose your rest, and everybody loses the capacity you could be behaving at. It is so important. Take time to rest, and I'll see you tomorrow.